The first time I kissed Lucian, I felt my heartbeat stutter. It wasn't nerves. It wasn't excitement. It was something colder, heavier, like my life was slipping through my lips and into his. I pulled away, gasping. My vision blurred for a moment, my head spinning. But Lucian simply smiled, his icy fingers brushing my cheek. "You felt it, didn't you?" he murmured. I did. Something in me had changed. I met Lucian on a rainy evening, outside an old bookstore that smelled of paper and dust. He had an otherworldly charm, his sharp jawline, piercing silver eyes, and the way the streetlights never quite touched him. He always seemed like a shadow, lingering just at the edge of the world. I knew something was wrong when I noticed he never ate, never drank, never flinched at the cold. And yet, I still fell. Fell for the way he spoke in poetry, the way he looked at me like I was the only thing left in his universe. But love, I would learn, had a price. The second time we kissed, my fingertips went numb. I pulled back in alarm, only to see him staring at me with something between sadness and hunger. "This is why I hesitated," he whispered. "What's happening to me?" I demanded. Lucian exhaled, running a hand through his midnight black hair. "Every kiss takes a piece of your life and gives it to me." I laughed, but it was hollow. "That's not funny. I'm not joking, my love." His voice cracked slightly. "I am not human, and every time I taste your lips, I steal time from you." The room felt too small, the air too thin. I backed away, shaking my head. "That's not possible." Lucian just looked at me with those impossibly sad eyes. "You kissed me twice," he said softly. "You've already lost 10 years. I choked on my breath. My hands trembled as I touched my reflection in the window. Was my skin paler? Were there faint lines at the edges of my eyes that weren't there yesterday? I turned to him, my chest tight with fear. "Give it back." Lucian's face twisted with grief. "I can't." Days passed, and I tried to stay away. I told myself I wouldn't see him again. But my body betrayed me. I ached for him. My soul needed him. And every time I closed my eyes, I dreamed of his lips on mine. He came to me one last time, standing outside my window, drenched in moonlight. "You know this can't last," he murmured. Tears slipped down my cheeks. "Then take the rest." His jaw clenched. "You don't mean that." I stepped forward, my heart hammering. "I do." He caught my face in his hands, his touch cold and trembling. "If I take one more kiss, you'll never grow old. Never breathe another mortal breath." I stared at him, knowing what he meant. Knowing what I was giving up. And I kissed him anyway. Darkness flooded my veins. The world tilted. My last breath left my lips and melted into his. When I opened my eyes, I no longer felt human. Lucian smiled, sadness still lingering in his gaze. "Now, we have forever." And in the silent night, beneath the endless stars, I kissed him again.